Are you looking to build an audience for your poetry? In this video, I'll be sharing 4 ways to find followers on social media. And be sure to stick around to the end where I share a nice little hack for you if you're still having trouble finding people after executing these 4 strategies. Welcome back, Inspired Poets. If you're new to the community, my name is Jess. I'm a digital marketer and I love to write poetry. Here, we're all about inspiring each other to inspire the world with our words. If you find any of this info valuable, please let me know in the comments and don't forget to subscribe. In my last video, we talked about the importance of identifying niche communities that you can promote your poetry to. If you haven't watched that video, take a moment to check it out. I'll be linking it here and in the description of this video. So now that we know which niche communities are best to promote our poetry to, I'm going to show you how to find the specific people who exist within those communities so that you can begin the relationship building process that will transition those people from strangers to followers and hopefully highly engaged fans of your poetry. As I explain each of the 4 strategies, I'm going to be using Facebook and Instagram as my demo platforms. And for my niche community, I'm going to try and find people who like poetry and are also INFJs. INFJ is just my Myers-Briggs personality type. Hopefully, by finding people who have the same personality type, it will be a little easier to start conversations since we already have something in common. All right, now let's hop into the tips. Tip number 1, use the search function to find people, groups, hashtags, and posts that are relevant to your niche market. Using Facebook as an example, I'm going to type INFJ poetry into the search bar. On the search results page, we can see different categories of results that appear. Looks like the top 3 results are a page, some photos, and a post that I made on my Inspired by Poetry page. In order to see all of the categories of results, look on the left-hand side of the screen under Filters. Here we can see all of the categories where people are posting content that is associated with INFJ poetry. We can start finding people one of 2 ways. We can leave the filter set at all and explore by scrolling down the page, or we can select a category to filter by and explore all of the content that is in one specific category. I personally like to use the filters when I am trying to find people because they help with narrowing down what I am looking for. For Facebook, I'm mostly looking to find people that are following INFJ poetry pages and people who are in INFJ poetry groups. So I can save time by searching only in those categories. Keep in mind that every platform is a little different. So starting out by using the search feature is a great way to not only find specific people's profiles, but it will also give insight into groups, tags, and pages where people who are in your niche community are active. This brings me to tip number 2. Find specific groups and become a part of the community by engaging with other people's content and posting content of your own. Just make sure when you post, you're adding value to the group. It's not a good look to join a group and start spamming them with links to go follow your page or to buy your book. Take some time to read the rules and read the posts to gather the overall vibe of the environment. Then contribute content that will keep the vibe going. Through your interactions, you will begin to build a rapport with the group members and will find natural opportunities to ask people to go follow your page, to buy your book, or to meet whatever goal you're trying to accomplish. Here's an example of a post that I made in a poetry group on Facebook. Instead of telling everybody to go check out and subscribe to my YouTube channel, I simply posted this video and explained how I'm on a mission to help poets with promoting their poetry. Then I asked about the struggles they're facing when it comes to promoting their poetry. Through this post, I'm hoping to start conversations with people versus trying to sell my YouTube channel. If the info is something they're interested in, naturally they're going to check out my channel. I could have also opted to post a poem and ask a question related to my poem. Once again, if people vibe with my poetry, they will naturally want to go to my page to read more. Lastly, if you can't find any niche specific groups, this is a great opportunity to start one to gather other people who are searching for the same type of community. Moving on to tip number 3, use hashtags to build your following. Putting hashtags in your post is a great way to draw people to your page. The reason why one of my posts showed up on Facebook when we searched INFJ poetry is probably because I used it as a hashtag when I made my post. Another way to use hashtags to find people is to search the hashtag and see who is using it in their post. Depending upon the platform, you may have to literally type the hashtag symbol in front of the term in the search bar in order to browse through all of the posts associated with that hashtag. This is how it is on Facebook. As you can see, the search results look a lot different when I type in hashtag INFJ poetry versus typing in INFJ poetry without the hashtag symbol. Instagram, on the other hand, automatically gives you the option to explore hashtags when you enter a phrase into the search bar. You do not need to type in the hashtag symbol. Before we get into the final tip, if you're still watching, I'd like to thank you for sticking with me this far. And please take a moment to let me know in the comments, what social media platform are you using the most to promote and share your poetry? All right, now it's time for the fourth and final way to build your audience. If you have some money that you're willing to invest, you can run paid ads. Running ads are great because they allow you to target specific communities based upon your interests. Here's an example of an INFJ poetry audience that I was able to build in the Facebook ads interface. As you can see, I have the audience set up to only show my ad to specific people who are interested in poetry and who are also interested in INFJ related material. Now that this audience is built, I can turn a poem into an ad and pay to show it to this specific group of people. Before you try to run ads to market your poetry, it is important to note that you need to have a business account instead of a personal account on whichever platform you are on. I'll be making a video on how to set that up, so be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell that's on the homepage of this channel to get updated when I release new videos. If that video is already out by the time you're watching this, it should be linked up here or in the description. All right, let's say you tried the first four methods of using the search function, joining or creating groups, using hashtags, and running ads, but you are still having trouble building your following. Something else that you can do is find someone else's profile who attracts people that are in the niche community that you are focusing on and become a part of the community on their profile. Engage with their posts and engage with the people who are commenting on their posts. Like I mentioned earlier regarding the groups, don't go to someone else's profile to sell your profile. Leave genuine comments and responses to other people's comments that are related to the content. In turn, people may end up checking out your profile. For example, another niche community that I try to connect with is the queer community. Andrea Gibson is a popular queer poet who I'm already following and am a huge fan of. Whenever I see that they make a new post, instead of just liking it, I could go in and interact with people who are commenting. Chances are, most of Andrea's following are members of the queer community or allies who are also fans of poetry. Now that you have a better idea of how to find people on social media, it's important that you are familiar with the resources each platform has to offer, as well as how strategies differ between platforms. In my next series of videos, I'll be walking you through how to effectively use each platform to build your following. So if you still haven't done so, subscribe and turn on the channel notifications. Thanks for watching, and as always, live life, write poems, and most importantly, share your poetry so that you can inspire the world.